Just living life can sometimes leave a big mess in your lap. Key aspects of your world can collapse around you and make you wonder what the next step is. Well, here's one approach that will make a big difference. Before we get to that, let me welcome you to Mornings with Bishop Robert. I'm grateful you're here because you're the reason I do this. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew and help them get to know him and his word personally and better. So if our time together today speaks to your heart, let me invite you to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Multiple academic studies have explored how often the world has been at peace through its 4,500 years of recorded history. The answer? Not many. Over 8,000 peace treaties have been made and broken during that time. If you define war as an active conflict that's claimed more than 1,000 lives, well, historians tell us that the world has fought some 10,624 wars. In fact, we've only had 268 years of peace, where the earth hasn't had a war raging somewhere. So if you're looking for an absence of conflict to give you peace, I'd say your chances aren't too good. So the question really becomes, how can I have peace in the middle of life's battles and storms? And to that question, God has an amazing answer. You and I can use the word peace as an acronym and have 5 steps to perfect peace. Now, I know that even a mini title like 5 Steps to Perfect Peace sounds corny, probably impossible, except that it works. If you will follow these steps, I guarantee you'll have peace. And after I give you the steps, I'll explain why that's so. P. The P in peace stands for pray. You know what you need. So does God. And when you're struggling with internal issues that are destroying your peace, it helps to talk to someone. But let's be honest. Sometimes the things that you and I are struggling with are things that we don't want to share with anyone. But God already knows them. So talking with God about them makes perfect sense. When you determine to pray, you're acknowledging that the answer to your situation is beyond your power and control. I mean, hey, if it wasn't, you'd already be at peace, right? You need some help to get a grip. And the first person to ask for that help is God. E. The first E in peace stands for expect. When you pray, you should expect God to answer. He promises that if anyone comes to him seeking wisdom, he will give it. Actually, he says he'll give it generously. When we come to God and ask him for wisdom to deal with issues in our lives, he's not stingy with the answers. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I can't expect God to give me help after the way I've been living. Well, actually, his promise speaks to that directly. God puts it this way. If any of you lacks wisdom, he should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to him. God gives generously. God gives his wisdom to all, and he does so without finding fault. Now that's a promise worth memorizing. A. The A in peace stands for act. You need to recognize that God is God, and you're not. Defer to him and the plan he gives you. Your ways and his ways are very different, which is why his way will lead you into his peace, something you'll never find on your own. So once you've prayed to him and received the expected answer, it's time to act on what he has said. To get to where God wants you to be and have the peace he wants you to have, you've got to do what he wants you to do. And if you make a mistake along the way, either by not hearing or obeying perfectly, don't worry. He's a very big God. He can correct your course. C. The C in peace stands for calm. Let the peace of Christ rule in your heart. Remind yourself that you've given control over to God. You've prayed. You've made your request known to God. He's listened. If concerns arise, pray about them too. Give whatever tries to rob your peace directly to God. And the peace of God that surpasses your understanding will guard your heart and your mind. The final E in peace, well, that stands for embrace. God's going to give you his peace. He promised to do it. So embrace it. Hold it close. Don't let it go. You see, today's verse explains why this is true. Now may the Lord of peace give you peace. He's the Lord of peace, the one who controls it, the master over all peace. Since he controls it, he can send it, direct it, give it, and cause it to remain. The God of peace will give you the peace of God, and no one can take it away. But my favorite part of the verse is the first word. Now. Because when I need peace, that's when I want it. And the good news is, he can give it now. Whew. That's really good news. Pray, expect, act, calm, embrace. Now, may the Lord of peace give you peace. Well, we've run out of time for today. But before I go, can I ask you to help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew and help them get to know him and his word personally and better? Please like this video to help more people see it. And then click follow or subscribe so that you and I can get together every day. I'd love to meet you in the comments section and hear about how our time together today touched your heart. It's also a great place to leave a question. Hey, one more thing. Share this with a friend, would you? Because as you do, you're part of the team touching more than 1 million hearts all over the world with the love of Jesus. Thanks for helping.